Okay. Hello there. I'm Scotty. You're not. And, yeah, so it's time to review season 2 of Stargirl. Finished watching it with my son this past weekend, so we're gonna talk about it here. Just got home, so I'm a little tired, actually. Be right back. Let me get something to drink quick. Three videos I gotta do today. One video for which I haven't watched before, but so Stargirl season 2. First time I watched this, when it first aired, I felt like the season went down a little bit for me over season 1. And rewatching it, well, I did have fun rewatching it with my son, as I do. We made up. Okay, so we have this running joke when we were watching it with there's two running jokes, but in season 1, Mike gets some Pop-Tarts, and so we call him Pop-Tart Boy, and we reference Pop-Tarts all the time. I use the Luke Wilson voice. Mike, you can't eat Pop-Tarts all the time. You gotta eat something better for you. You know, you had that whole thing, and it just, And so that's our running joke with it. And then for season 3, well, I'll talk about that running joke in the season 3 review. But yeah, there's another one. But yeah, and that continues here, even though there's not much Pop-Tarts. But I do believe, like, one of the best things about this season is, of any season, is trying to expand the lore. And they do a good job with that. So we left off with teases with Sylvester, Pemberton, Starman still being alive. The Shade is coming. And Eclipso is going to be basically the big bad of this season, being brought forth by Cindy. So that's our tease. And this season was very much a horror-esque season. But this is when they decided that each season after season 1 was going to have a little subtitle name. And this one was Stargirl Summer School. A subtitle which means absolutely nothing, because the summer school aspect of this season is completely unnecessary, has no big purpose for the season itself, and really, if you got rid of it, would it mean anything? Do they go to summer school? Yeah, a couple times. And only one episode in particular, does the summer school aspect, because their teacher, Mr. Dysinger, becomes paintball, sort of. He's paintball in the comics, but he becomes paintball in that thanks to Eclipso. But they didn't need to be in the summer school class for that, because this was actually after dark, after the summer school. So I don't understand. The only thing was that beginning of the season, they were going to go on a vacation before Courtney got into summer school. And how she gets put in summer school is absolutely stupid. She thinks Artemis is going to attack her, so she strikes first, and she gets summer school for it. First of all, no, that's not how summer school works. That's detention. Summer school is for those who need academic help, not those who got in trouble during the year. As far as I remember, summer school is for those who need academic help, and you have to go to summer school. Her hitting Artemis should have got her detention, not summer school. But she also had bad grades, I guess. I just remember she did have bad grades because she was worrying too much about GSA stuff and not about school stuff. So yeah, there's that. But I'm just saying, if you took the summer school aspect out of it, it's not necessary at all. Like, at all. Because there's really nothing to add to it. All the scenes at summer school are their character building stuff, but they just talk about the JSA. That's all it is. They get there, and she's talking with Yolanda, who's also in there, because her mom's a bitch. I'm sorry, I hate Yolanda's mom. One bad thing happens, which she was the victim of. Yolanda was the victim of, and Yolanda is completely, disregarded from her family because of it. And even in season 1, she tries to stand up for herself, but she gets put back down because her parents just don't want to, and that does lead into season 3, which we'll get to eventually. But yeah, so because So she put Yolanda in summer school so she can't cause problems. I don't know. They could have come up with a better backstory for Yolanda other than, I don't know, like anything with her family. It just, you know. And there's Rick, who is put into summer school only because the teacher did not believe he studied for the A that he got. He gets an A, the teacher does not believe him and thinks that he cheated, and then he ends up in summer school but doesn't go to summer school because he's worried about bringing Grundy back after Grundy was... Oops. He's worried about finding Grundy. Excuse me. I'm jumping ahead. He's worrying about finding Grundy after Grundy was let loose at the end of season 1. And so, after season 1, the members of the JSA that weren't killed, so Dragon King, Brainwave, and Icicle were all killed. And so the ones that weren't killed, Crusher and Paula, being Sportsmaster and Tigress, they're in jail, prison. And we see that Artemis has like a foster parent. Why didn't she just move in with Cindy? Cindy's basically alone. She has all house to herself. Her stepmother is there, but she's useless, basically a victim for Eclipso. But then the gambler is in the wind, hiding somewhere, and we know the Shade shows up and is asking questions and inquiring of what's going on, and it shows that he is different from those that were in the ISA before. There is a cast replacement. Henry Thomas, who previously played and voiced Dr. Midnight and the Chuck in the goggles, is now replaced with Alex Collins, who plays the role of Dr. Midnight. And it's revealed that he's actually still alive, but he's trapped in the Shadowlands, which are controlled by Eclipso, but also the Shade. Because season 3, they go back to the Shadowlands and it's still there, so it's not just Eclipso, but he has a presence in it, I guess. Why do you have to talk in the hallway every time I'm doing something? Or talk in the hallway, period. You have apartments. Talk in your own apartments. It frustrates me. Anyway, there's always one guy who's always sneezing in the hallway. I don't know why he does that. But anyway, so I forgot what I was talking about. Yeah, so Alex Collins replaces Henry Thomas in the role of Dr. Midnight, aka Charles McNider. And beginning of this season, we see a little girl be taken victim by Eclipso. I would say Calypso. I kept saying on Friday. Eclipso. Or Thursday. And Eclipso is played by 2 different actors. I don't know a little boy, Bruce Gordon, who plays him, but he's a fantastic, creepy kid actor. He's great. And the older version, the actual Eclipso, is Nick Terabay, who was Captain Boomerang on Arrow. So, yeah. But he's back in heavy makeup prosthetics, so you can't tell it's him. But yeah. And he's great, too, as this villain. And it's really a horror season, and it gets towards the end of the season, he works his evil magic to break the JSA apart, basically. Because they say there's like a bear escape, the bear in the woods doing stuff, and Calypso messes with them, because it's obviously Grundy, but it messes with them. They think Grundy killed a little girl. And so Rick uses his hourglass to go off on Grundy, only for it to be revealed that it was actually Matt. There was no dead little girl, and it was his uncle, Matt, and he beat the crap out of him. And then he smashes the hourglass. Yolanda is haunted by the by visions of, she killed Brainwave and she's dealing with that, and then Henry Jr. as well. She's seeing them dying over and over again. That messes with her, and she's the first one to quit. So it's basically Beth's the only one that stays by Courtney's side, even though she has an encounter with him. But that's, she basically, it's said that she wears the goggles. I don't care who drives, just don't talk in the hallway. It's rude, really, because it echoes in the hallway. But anyway, so yeah, but she's able to use the goggles to see Eclipso. That's good. That's a good thing. So she can tell what's real and what's not. And there's the shadow lands. Well, Courtney gets sucked in. So I should get to that. So Cindy, while also having the Black Diamond and trying to bring out Calypso, has decided to put together a new ISA with her. It is the people that she puts on the list. Her, Isaac Bowen, Artemis, Cameron Machent, and Mike Dugan. She wants Pop Tart Boy to be a part of her team, but not really, because that's just a ploy. She can use him to get to Courtney. That's all that is. He was the one who killed Icicle, which I don't know why she doesn't tell Cameron that. Hey, by the way, Mike Dugan, he killed your father. She doesn't say it. I don't know. But Cameron has not yet fully gotten his powers yet. That's by season 3 he gets those, but he starts getting that and kind of leaves the artwork behind, and his grandparents are kind of pushing that. His grandparents are evil. Make Lutefisk. That's for next season, but yeah. And so basically, she just says Artemis and Isaac. Isaac is the fiddler from the comics, but doesn't go anywhere really because he gets killed. Basically, I thought he went to the Shadowlands too, like Cindy and Courtney do. But no, he's just gone. He's dead. They don't find him there. He's dead. Gone. Because basically, Eclipso eats him, basically. Hey, thanks for the spoilers, YouTube. People need to stop putting spoilers in their titles, video titles, and their thumbnails. Because especially with wrestling stuff, like there was a big return this past Friday, and that's a picture that What Culture Wrestling used for their... Thanks. Didn't know that happened. Now I do. Why can't you just, put a random picture? And I just got a headline of something that happened, which doesn't really make sense. Maybe I have to watch it. But anyway, at the Survivor Series War Games, I haven't watched yet, but I'm doing this first. So, Courtney... Yeah, the Shadowlands. It's a black and white thing. They find that the real Dr. Midnight is still alive. Chuck is gone. And, okay, this happens twice, so I'm going to bring it up. At the end of last season, the goggles are iced over and broken and not working. By the time this season starts, she's got them working again, sort of. It's still a little crackled and stuff, but she's got it semi-operational. The same thing happens with Rick's hourglass. He's broken it at the end of this, and then he's broken it, and then by the end, when it's time to fight Calypso, he's got it all the way prepared. But he smashed that thing to fucking pieces. I mean, come on. He's got it back together that quick. Oh, come on. And he ends up going to jail, too, which I think was stupid. But he gets out because Pat convinces his uncle not to press charges, and then he's gone next season. But but it's revealed that Eclipso tricked Cindy because he needs the staff to collide with the diamond, the black diamond. That breaks it open. It releases Eclipso, and he's able to wreak havoc on Blue Valley. So, yeah. And, and then that's when Cindy gets sucked into we also introduce potential new members to the JSA in Jenny Lynn Hayden, aka Jade, aka the Green Lantern's daughter, who gets the Green Lantern ring and finds out that she has the power inside her, not just the ring. And she's looking for her brother Todd Rice, and there is an episode where she goes to look for him, and they find her because they need her help to they need her help to do something. To take down Eclipso, because they need more light, I guess, but she's there. No, what do they need her for? She doesn't go into the Shadowlands, and she's not even there when it happens. I don't remember, but they need her help. She's at the high school when Courtney's there, so she's around. And Courtney's in the Shadowlands, so she's around. She gets like a piece of the Shadowlands stuff, the Shade stuff in her, and the Shade will eventually end up getting the green light in him, the green fire or whatever in him, which will connect to season 3. But, yeah. But it comes down to a final battle here, because Cindy decides, they decide that Cindy needs to work with them to take down JSA. Of course, Yolanda, who needs to learn from her mother's mistake, won't forgive Cindy for what she did. Even though Cindy reveals in this season she's the one that sent the pager, which is obvious. Duh, it was her. We saw it. But it's very obvious that it would be her. It wouldn't be Henry, but yeah. She sent it. And so they need to team up, but of course, Yolanda is against it. So is Rick, which, I don't know, because they need half of the team to be against it. But they have to work together, right? And she's eventually able to convince Yolanda and Rick to come back. Rick doesn't have his super strength. He's trying to fix it. We introduce a new character to replace Janitor Justin. Zeke. I don't know if he's from the comics, but he's basically another mechanic who helps fix Stripe, which is out of commission for most of the season. There's CGI budget, right? And we also introduce the Thunderpen. Thunderpen was introduced in season 1, but Mike gets control of the Thunderbolt, which is voiced by Jim Gaffigan in this season. But he's not able to do it right because you have to be very, very, very specific, which I don't like, because it's just another way to get comedy. And just, why can't you just say simple things? No, you have to be very specific. You have to, it's not just, what's a wish? I can't think of one they try to do. Like, we're saying, I want a ham and cheese sandwich. You can't just say that. You say, I want a sandwich made of ham and cheese from this specific deli, delivered to here, to me, at this specific deli, with the address of the deli, delivered and given to me. That kind of specific thing. And because he asks, what is he says he wants, I think it's in season 3 where they use it and they say, I wish these bullies were nice to us. So they're nice as they still pick on them. Why can't you just say, I want the bullies to stop bullying us? Forever. Very simple. But because they have to have comedy, so this is their comedy stuff. Because you have to be very, very specific, which I know is probably in the comics, but this is, if they get stupid, and it's a plot device for funny stuff. And in season 3, they use it again, where it's like, who is the killer of blah, 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 blah. I won't say who, and they're like, the killer has many faces. But they have to spell it out. The name of the killer. Who killed this person? AKA this person. And then the killer has many faces. And then, yeah. Yeah. Uh, I don't know. Not a big fan of that. Jim Gaffigan is good. They replaced him with Seth Green in season 3. But, which I like Seth Green, so that's probably better casting for me. But, yeah, he's pretty good. And Jakeem is introduced later this season, but he's not big. Like a big part of it, he's introduced later, But we have this big culmination battle, and Cindy tells Courtney, "You have to embrace the darkness to defeat Eclipso." And given what we find out later, your people at home are probably thinking, "Well, that means Cindy's still, working with Eclipso." But no, I think it's more that's what she believes you have to do. But you should already know, like, Courtney should already know that's not what you have to do. You have to embrace the light because that's what it is. So we have a showdown where Eclipso takes over Courtney because she tells him that she hates him, which she said in the Shadowlands, but it didn't work there. I don't know why. Yeah. And so she's taken over. The staff is taken over, and staff's sort of taken over, but she's taken over by Eclipso and wants to destroy the world, bring Blue Valley, whatever. And not Yolanda, Rick with no powers, and even Grundy couldn't stop him. Grundy comes in and he gets blasted, but when Eclipso was still Eclipso, he's like, "You don't have any super strength." "I do have super strength." And here comes Grundy, fights him, and blasts a hole right through him, so that doesn't last long. But he takes over Courtney, and just as it seems like all hope is lost, Mike has showed up too in Stripe because they needed a new engine block to use for parts, and they wished for it when subplot for another. There's another thing that could have been one. They asked for Chinese food, so Thunderbolt goes all the way to China and takes forever to get back. There's a reason for him not to be there, and then he shows up, and they wish for the engine block thing off screen because they didn't need to have the funny comedy specific stuff here. And then he's able to bring in, but when all hope is lost, here comes Sylvester to tell Courtney to use the light because the staff chose her for a reason. And, right? And, yeah, and then they get back up, because Cindy called someone for backup, and it's Artemis and the Crocs there to help them. They broke them out of prison again. But Artemis and the Crocs. And they beat him up and knocked him down, and then Jenny and the people with the power of light, Jenny, Courtney, and the Thunderbolt, all work together to defeat him. But Jakeem wishes that Eclipso was toast, so he's turned into a piece of toast. Burnt toast. Yeah, that one was funny, but, like, what do they do with the piece of toast afterwards? Then we got names coming up. Sylvester's going to stay with them, and the Crocs are moving next door, and that's when we get the thing, frenemies. And then Jakeem and Mike want to form their own team, which kind of goes somewhere in season 3. I don't know. And then Rick is burying Grundy, and Shade says he's staying on Blue Valley. He's not a bad guy. He helped them out. He's still kind of weakened, but he's helped them out. And he's he says you have to bury Grundy in a specific place, specific time. At this point in season 3, as we're watching through, it's aired. It went on a break, but it's coming back this Wednesday. Grundy is not back yet. We don't have 2 episodes left, so hopefully he'll come back at some point. But you never know. But yeah, it's not bad. It's not as good as season 1, but it's still good. I think it'd be middle like a C, middle, but it's not bad. I think season 3 is probably better, but yeah, I feel like the summer school thing for me, maybe it's a B, it's a B, but the summer school aspect for me could have just been taken out entirely. The only reason why they had it is so they didn't go on their vacation, but you could have just had them not go on a vacation, not plan a vacation, and that'd have been fine. I don't really get the whole summer school thing. Wasn't necessary. They could have still went to the school, and that would have been fine for that battle. Summer school part played no part in the reason why they were at the school at that point anyway. The Mr. Dysinger stuff still could have happened. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. But yeah, but it's a decent season in my opinion, but not as good as season 1. Just saying. But what are your thoughts on season 2 of Stargirl? When it comes to be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.